Hey everybody, we are starting what hopefully will be an annual tradition. This is Jack and Dale's 2022, not the 2022 will be, but you know, 2023 next year.
Yeah.
It will be the 2022 annual gift guide. So we're giving each of us 5 items, 30 seconds to talk about those items. Jack's gonna go first. After this video is done, you're gonna have 10 or so amazing gift ideas for this season or for the year that follows, for birthdays, Hanukkahs,
you know, general parties, you know, kid does well at school.
yeah,
Give them a new gift.
Yeah, here we go. Hey Siri, set a timer for 30 seconds.
30 seconds, starting now.
All right, so my first items are film developing chemicals and film itself. Vistek actually carries a lot of black and white film products, and I think they are really great ways of furthering your photography skills. When you shoot film, it puts you in a different mindset, and I actually find it a lot more relaxing to shoot film than with digital. And then it's a big reward once you've taken those photos. You can bring them home and then start to develop them, and you don't have to go anywhere else, and you can see those photos that you took out in real life, and you know, they're fully yours.
There you go, bam. I think that's worth mentioning is one of the great things about black and white photography. You can do this with color, but it's a lot more complicated. Is that with black and white photography, you can very easily develop it at home. It requires very few steps, very, very simple process. Tutorials online. So you get everything here, develop it, you can scan it at home with your digital camera as well. Encourage everybody to get into film photography. It is such a fantastic experience.
Oh yeah.
All right, my turn. Hey Siri, set a timer for 30 seconds.
30 seconds, starting now.
This is the Nanlite PavoTube 2 6C. Did a review on this about 2 or 3 years ago. I've had this guide pretty much ever since. Absolutely love it. And what I love about it is just like any other sort of tube light or small portable RGB LED light, got all tons of cool modes in it, fully Wi-Fi compatible. But believe it or not, one of the coolest things that I use this for is the fact that it comes with a bunch of these little metal plates. You tape them to anything, wall, pole, whatever, and it's fully magnetic, so it'll stick to anywhere. So I even use this when I'm cooking sometimes. I just stick this underneath the shelf where my cutting board is. And
nice.
yeah, so you can use it at home even when you're not trying to make pretty pictures. Nice. You're up. Set a timer for 30 seconds.
30 seconds, starting now.
All right, so in relation to film, my next product goes right in with that, another photography product. One of the things that you could do once you've finished getting your film digitized is print it. One of my favorite things when I look at photos is to see them physically. Looking at an image digitally just does not do the same as what it does when you print it out on really, really nice paper. The one I have with me is actually an artisanal fine art photo paper, so it actually has real textures like you would see in maybe canvas or other types of print medium. Depending on what you print a photo on, it gives you greatly different results. So experimenting with your photos, I also highly encourage you to experiment with your printing processes, because there's nothing quite like seeing your photos in real life.
I agree wholeheartedly. We live in a digital age, but man, when you can print out a photo and see it, it's a special, special thing. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. I made that, right?
Yeah, I've got a few of my photos printed in large scale at home, and it's one of my favorite things just to see that hanging on my wall. And we also sell frames and mats and stuff here too. So you can do the whole kit and caboodle 100%. Here, as they say.
And honestly, if you don't want to print it yourself, we also have an amazing print shop. So check that out, vistek.ca.
Hey Siri, set a timer for 30 seconds.
30 seconds, starting now.
This is not very sexy, but man, is it necessary. When you're shooting a lot, you need more than one battery. So when you buy a camera, you get one battery with it. But it's ridiculous that you really need more than one battery. You need 2 or 3, ideally, if not 4. And then you're gonna need a charger for all of that. If you buy the on-brand one, they're very expensive, right? But there are a wealth of aftermarket batteries on the market. None of them are as good as Jupio. I've used a lot. I've wasted money on a lot on Amazon and eBay, and just absolute crap batteries, even when I spend a lot of money for them. But Jupio, time and time again, has never disappointed me. I have them for every single type of product that I have. So every camera that I have, as well as the AA batteries, huge value. Highly recommended. Hey Siri, set a timer for 30 seconds.
30 seconds, starting now.
So my next item is going to be about camera bags, and specifically the Peak Design 30-liter charcoal everyday backpack. This is a fantastic bag. It can fit quite a more in it than you would expect for a bag of its size. It is, I mean, for 30 liters, it can still fit quite a bit in it. And it's got great features like magnetic attaching straps, so you're never your straps aren't going all over the place all the time. It's got magnetic pockets over here, so if you take your water bottle or other items out, you know nothing else is going to fall out. It's got great storage on the inside as well. I know for a fact that you can fit at least one red Komodo fully kitted out, 3 lenses, and 2 other Sony mirrorless bodies inside here. So it's pretty impressive for what size it is.
There you go. Bada bing, bada boom. Hey Siri, set a timer for 30 seconds.
30 seconds, starting now.
I used to hate these things, no lie. Smartphone gimbals. Didn't really think there was much of a purpose outside of traveling or vlogging. You know, nothing that I'm really interested in shooting anyways. But this one was a game changer in that respect. We just did a review video on this where we shot a short film with it. It's just as compact as all the other ones, but now they've got like the selfie stick mode, and it's got a whole host of other sort of really amazing features that will teach you how to be a better filmmaker. So this is an amazing product for someone who's just starting out, just getting into filmmaking. If you're like a student, a teenager, getting out of film school, you don't want to, buy all this gear. If you have a smartphone and this, you can learn more about filmmaking in a very, very short period of time than anything else on the market. If you don't believe me, check out our review with the OM6, the Osmo Mobile 6. Bada bing.
Having your hands on the equipment to make stuff is the most important.
Yep, the best camera is the one
In your pocket.
That's right. Hey Siri, set a timer for 30 seconds.
30 seconds, starting now.
So my next item is going to be shoulder rigs. This specifically is the Shape WLB shoulder rig. It is for officially the FS7, but it can also easily be incorporated with an FX9 or an FX6, or really any other camera you would need a shoulder rig with. For me, the reason to use something like this as opposed to being strictly handheld is because it does add weight to whatever camera you're using, and that will make your actions more smooth because you are having to be cognizant of holding a heavier item. That and it can take a lot of the strain from your front and upper body by putting it onto your shoulders and back, so your arms will be less tired over a full day's period. For me, I feel like you need to do work that does benefit this product though, like event work where you're using other cameras or you're specifically doing, shoulder rig kind of work. For me, I did an event recently, and having this plus my gimbal attached camera was a game changer for me because I could comfortably operate at my full height of 6'3", and then I could get shots lower down, and having that extra weight just made a big difference for me. Anyways, do you have anything
I gave
to
you the
say?
bonus 30 seconds on that one. You know what I love about Shape? Nobody else really does it quite as well as these quick release buttons. Just to be able to adjust on the fly is like super awesome. All right, this one is probably my favorite out of everything.
Oh yeah.
Favorite out of everything. All right, here we go. Hey Siri, set a timer for 30 seconds.
30 seconds, starting now.
Bam! The DMG Lumiere ROSCO Dash Pocket Light. This thing is a machine. I did a review for this about 3 years ago as well, and this thing blew my mind so much I bought it immediately, begged the company to give me one even before it was officially released. What I love about it, the light quality is better than any other light of this type that I've seen on the planet in terms of skin tone rendition, but also everything on here is fully operatable with big thick gloves on. So at the time when I was still gaffing, as still a lighting technician, I could operate this outside or anything with gloves. It's fully waterproof, water resistant. You can hold it underwater. And the last sort of thing that I mentioned in the review video at the time, this was like 3 years ago, was that I dropped this on my kitchen floor, and instead of breaking the light, it broke my floor. It is the most robust and beefy product I've ever used, ever. And it comes with a bunch of light modifiers, and you can buy it separately. This is called the Dot. This goes on, nice big diffuser. Put this in front of your camera for a really beautiful eye light if you're shooting cinema, that kind of thing. There's nothing this thing can't do. Hey Siri, set a timer for 30 seconds.
30 seconds, starting now.
All right, and my last item is something that I am using a lot more lately because since I started my job here at Vistek, I've been editing a lot more than I was previously. Something I think that everybody, once they become a bit more of a full-time editor, might want to start looking into something like this. It's a Wacom tablet. This one happens to be the Cintiq. So this one actually will show you your images on the screen, whereas opposed to usually it's just a blank screen and you see all your work transferred onto the screen.
I'm going to give you another 30 seconds since it's your last one.
Awesome. So this just, in my opinion, frees up your wrist from doing the repetitive strain of using a mouse. It's also a lot lighter than a mouse, and it arguably is much more feature-rich. These kinds of tablets are really great for illustration, but they're also really good for doing general editing tasks. For me, it just frees my wrist up and makes the whole process a lot less stressful on my body when I'm editing for 10 or 12 hours in a row.
And I will say, especially for photo, if you do any photo editing, especially skin work, using a trackpad or a mouse is craziness. And when you start to use a tablet, it is revolutionary how much of a difference that makes. You wouldn't think it'd make that much of a difference, but it's like, in every way possible, it improves everything. The quality of your work, the speed of your work, everything. And you don't have to get something this big. There's a variety of different types that you can get.
This one might, depending on who you are, could be considered overkill. You don't need the screen, but it is a lovely benefit. And if you do VFX, you need one of these. Yeah. Not this, but you need a tablet. Rotoscoping is unbearable without one.
Which is your game, which is your jam. All right, last but not least, hey Siri, set a timer for 30 seconds.
30 seconds, starting now.
Fujifilm unleashed these two cameras this year, and they are probably among my most favorite cameras ever to be released by any camera brand manufacturer of any point in time in history. Fujifilm has really dedicated to making the best image, the best user experience. Their 100V you can't even get has become so popular, they can't make enough of them for people to buy them, which is insanity to me. But that was an amazing camera. We actually did a 100V review about 3 years ago. But the X-T5, I'm gonna go over. The X-T5 is, as I said in our review video, really a camera made for photography lovers. It really gives you the best of that analog experience with just the usability that you need and the features that you need out of a digital camera. This is probably one of my favorite products to come out in 2022. This I own, and I have a Sony camera still, and I never shoot with it anymore. This APS-C camera, I never thought I'd say this, but this APS-C camera has stolen my heart, and it is just a powerhouse in terms of the photography it can do. My images are looking a lot more like the images I took with the GFX system, and I'm super psyched about that. It requires less editing time than the Sony files did. So all told, Fujifilm knocked it out of the park this year. Without a doubt, I think their best releases to date outside of the GFX products. And that is it for our holiday guide.
I think so.
I think that's it. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, please subscribe to this channel for more videos like this and comment in the comment section below. What do you guys recommend for your holiday guide gifts? Because I'd like to know what everybody else likes.
Drop some comments in the video and then we'll know what everybody's into.
Yeah. And that's it. That's it. Thank you.
Happy
Goodbye.
holidays. Bye.